Hey, what's up, Internet Land? Dan McCall here with Whatever It Takes Wednesday. This is episode 9. First off, I'd like to thank everybody that's came on and watched our last 8 episodes. So we're 9 weeks in here. We're going to continue to bring the value. I'm really excited today. This is our first time having a hometown guy here. Number one, and number two, first time having someone that's more of like an athlete. Guy here on the show. Great guy, entrepreneur, CrossFit gym owner, athlete. Just a lot of value to bring. I got a great respect for my buddy here, and I've learned a lot from him. I actually have gone to his CrossFit gym, and I got to train there for a few months in the past. So I'm grateful for that as well. But without further ado, slide on in here.
I'm here.
My man. What's up? Hey, feel free to give us the love too, the love button on Facebook. So we're gonna be peeling back the layers of my boy. Let me loosen him up a little bit.
I'm nervous.
Loosen him up a little bit. He's not as much of a talker. He's more of a doer. That's one thing I really respect about you. When I talk to you, you're like, I don't really talk like that much, but I'm like, yeah, you're a doer, man. And like the first thought in my mind was like,
sometimes actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do, like we do every time we have a guest on the show, we're going to just start off peeling back the layers here. So who is Ryan Leafy? Like, where are you from?
Ryan Leafy, product of Deptford High School, class of 2006. Played sports my whole life, football being the main focus. Went to Rowan University, graduated 2010 last year. Football was 2010. I actually went on to play some arena football up in Lehigh Valley. Played 2 seasons there with the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks. Post football career, I went into the teaching field. I was at Deptford High School, spent some time with special education. I taught for 3 years in that field, and then I found CrossFit in the meantime, and it slowly, somehow, some way turned into a business. I've been told I'm a motivator. Like I said, I don't say much. I think, or my actions speak louder than words. I've been told I'm an inspiration. All the cool things you like to hear about that you like to say about somebody else. I've had some very nice things said to me, and it's based off of the things we do on a daily basis with Operation X and things like that. I'm just here. That's my thing. I'm just here.
Oh man, love it, man. Love the transparency, man, and that's what happens when you're just a product. Like when you practice what you preach. You know what I mean, and do what you say and say what you mean, and all that. That's the way people talk about you, man. And I have a great respect for you. With everything that you've done. So the next question I'm gonna get to. I haven't really got to do this one yet, like on the show. So I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper into you. It might be a plain, simple answer. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong answer on the show. It's just a matter of just sharing your perspective, and bringing the value. And you're like I said, you're a product. You're a product of of what you do. So it's anything that you say, I'm going to take very seriously, and I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn too, because I'm an athlete. I think you're a little bit more of a serious athlete than myself, but I know that I can learn a lot. I can learn a lot from you, and
we're all athletes.
Yeah.
In our own sense, we're all athletes.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I mean, you've just me working out with you like for a few months changed the way that I work out. Like, I was going to the gym like 5-6 days a week doing weight training and still getting fat and stuff like that, So I was like, man. And then I worked out with you for a little bit, and it was a nice pattern interrupt. I call it pattern interrupt, when you change what you're doing and just really quickly like that, and the intensity of CrossFit. I think it's really an attractive sport. As you know, I do other stuff too, like martial arts and stuff like that as well. So I can't live without working out, man. So I really relate to you. It's like my drug. 5-6 days a week I work out.
An outlet.
Yeah, so I'm doing, me and my fiance personally, we're doing a 11K run next month. That's like a step up for us. We call it a prize race. Like every time we go up a little higher.
Right.
Like last year we did a 5K, 7K, 10K. Now we're doing 11K next month. So it's like one step up for us.
Progress.
But yeah, exactly. So like when or how do you think you became an athlete? Like, do you feel like if you look back in your life, because maybe somebody can learn from like your experience, like was there anything that triggered? Like, do you feel like there was anything that triggered that? You think it's always always that way, or
The word athlete. I mean, some people when you say athlete, some people think NFL, NBA, professional. You're an athlete if you're running around the playground as a kid. So I think it all started just then when we were outside playing around, playing sports. I think growing up in North Woodbury, if anybody knows, right outside of Deptford, northern parts of Woodbury, there's probably a group of 10 to 15 of us, and we organized little leagues together. You know, I mean, 3-4 man football teams, and we were playing football at the park every single day after school before we went to football practice. So to me, becoming an athlete, I think I was playing with my friends that turned to sport and helped me get to school, helped me experience some things on a professional level as well, and then even leading into me starting a business based around athletics, if you could say.
yeah,
So yeah, I think I became an athlete at a very young age. I think we're all, like I said, we're all athletes. If you've been on the jungle gym and you've ran around the park, if you have some balance and speed and agility, you're an athlete. If you can move, being an athlete is about moving well, in my opinion.
yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love your language, and it brings me back. Like I'm like, look, I'm listening to you, and I'm like relating to it. Like thinking back of like back in time, like we like me and my friends in our neighborhood country club in in Deptford, we play football and everything like that. And just beat each other up.
And then the physical aspects of athlete. That's another thing I want to say. Like when we say athlete, we think sport, but athlete turned to a discipline for me. Athlete kept me focused in school. Athlete kept me organized. Athlete held me accountable. You know what I mean? Athlete showed me respect. Athlete taught me a lot of things. Being an athlete. So being an athlete is way more than just getting dirty on the field. Being an athlete is a lifestyle.
Yeah,
In a sense.
love it, man. Powerful stuff. So next question, like in relation to your business and stuff like that, like as an entrepreneur, like where do you think? I mean, where do you think that started? You're probably going to go back into the athlete thing, or
Well, being an entrepreneur and opening a business, that was an accident.
Yeah.
It kind
tell
of.
us about it.
I found CrossFit training. Okay, so how did I find the fitness of CrossFit methodology? I was training to get. Like I said, I ran football. I got signed to the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks. So obviously, I needed to get in shape. My buddy Antoine Perez, who's another top caliber athlete, he had some friends doing CrossFit over at CrossFit One Force, and he was like, "If you want to get in shape, this is where you gotta go." Went to CrossFit One Force. Me, Antoine, Maddie, Hardy. It was a good, solid 8 to 10 of us, and we're all athletes. We looked great. Walked up like it's working out. What could happen, right? Threw up. Never went back. I didn't go back for like 2 months. I was like, if there's a way, if I need to get in shape, I'll find a different way. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I found CrossFit. I was training for 2 years. I was doing CrossFit to get ready for my football seasons, and like it was probably the best shape I had ever been in my life going into a football season. Only because of how athletic you needed to be within your training, and made me a better athlete on the field, in my opinion. And then football was over. I was teaching. 3 years in, it was time to make a decision. You know what I mean? Like 3 years in, you need to know. You start making some plans about getting tenured, all that important real life stuff about having a job and having a career. And I don't think I was happy. I wasn't sure that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I was training. I was actually my mentor in CrossFit, Aaron Kelly, who's also co-owner of CrossFit One Force, encouraged me to get my level 1 certification because I guess she saw the coach in me and wanted me to help her out a little bit. And then I got my certification. A friend of mine asked me to train her on the side, Brooke Barney. My friend Brooke Barney, she probably watches. She's out in China right now, actually.
Oh, cool, very cool.
She was the first client ever. I was training her on the side after school, and she asked to bring a friend. And then some weeks went by, and that friend brought a friend, and it was 2-3 people. I was helping out. Actually, in my backyard, my dad had set up like a little platform for me. Didn't have much. I didn't have anything at the time in the first couple months. Some jump ropes, nothing crazy. We were just moving. We were just moving well, sweating. You know what I mean? And yeah, everyone wanted to bring friends,
Yeah.
and then people started handing me money, and it was like I didn't go into this thinking I'm gonna start a business and I'm gonna teach people fitness and they're gonna pay me to make a living off of it. I provided a service. I provided a good service that was worth talking about with your friends and inviting your friends. I made people feel comfortable enough to, I think I'm gonna ask my friend to come, and that person felt comfortable. So when we say me being an entrepreneur, I say it every time somebody asks me. It was an accident. It was an accident. I have a very good team around me.
Love that.
With business mind, and they believe in me. So the whole business end of it kind of took care of itself, and just provided a good service. And we just provided a good service, and it was worth bragging about, I guess. And it turned into what you see today, which is we're just still getting started. It's been 5 years, and I can't believe it's been 5 years. I'm still learning so much, especially with the business end of things. So it was an accident.
Yeah, I love that. I love that because I was just telling somebody, I was like, yeah, a lot of times, some of the best businesses start on accident. Like one of my businesses, the same thing. Like it started on accident. Like I was like, I want to serve people and do this, and obviously you're a good product. You know what I mean? You yourself. You know what I mean? You're the product of that, and you're obviously a good product. So, what's up, Nettie? Egger, what's going on? What's going on? Give us some love on the thing. Try to give you guys some shout outs and say hello or whatever. Daniel Sproul, Aga, Sambone, Trisha. So yeah, give us some love and feel free to ask any questions. I mean, I'm going to be for sure asking some questions because I plan on learning and growing here too. I love how you said 5 years in, you're like, I'm just getting started.
Right.
I'm like, still learning everything.
That's amazing. We were actually, my girlfriend, my partner, and I were going through our data because we have a system that keeps everyone's records, and we were going through and seeing like the people how long they've been members. And I got guys and girls that have been with us for 2-3 years, and it blows my mind that people have really committed to what it is that we're doing, and it's an amazing thing to see someone that's been with us since the beginning. We got 1 or 2 people that have a 5-year mark. A good group of people are within the 3 to 4 years, and it's like our retention says something about it. If we're holding people, that says something about the product that we have, and it's something I've become very proud of.
Yeah,
and it's awesome to see, especially on paper.
Yeah, and I could hear your passion, like in your tonality, like exactly the way you say it, like just relax the way you are, just sitting there, like I can hear all that. It's funny because I was talking about communication on the last show, and I was talking about like words being like 1% and words being like somewhere around 10% of the energy and around 20% tonality or 30% tonality, and then the rest is like body language, and I could just feel your vibe, and like it feels like that's like exactly.
It's a good energy.
Your energy feels good, and it feels like passionate about what you're talking about. You know what I mean? That's one thing. Like you can't when you're passionate about something, you can't hide from it. You can't fake it. You can't fake that shit. So I love that. It looks like we got one question on there. Is that the one you were about to slide over, Sam?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I can see it on here. What advice do you got? And thanks, Sam. Yeah. There's whatever comments you have below. We have our producer here, checking the questions and everything too, keeping everything on point. So it says, So you got AB winner here. It says, what advice do you guys have for building raw strength? So I would pass out to him because obviously he's the man.
Raw strength, depending. I mean, what we talking? Bench press, back squats, and deadlift type thing.
And you could put more comments below it, Winter, if you want to be more specific to, to your question, but he'll give his perspective.
Raw strength, I think you find your heavy, your personal best in that movement, and then you spend some time 6 to 8 weeks, break that number down. So we'll use 100 pounds to make it easy math. If my max bench press is 100 pounds, I need to spend 6 to 8 weeks doing working up to, I would say, starting off higher reps, lower weight, build a little bit of muscle endurance, and then break it down to a heavier weight, breaking maybe sets of five at 70 to 80, maybe even 90% towards the peak or the end of that 6 to 8 weeks. Consistency is what it comes down to. Working that movement. If you want to specifically work on a bench press and be better at bench press, you need to spend some time at getting strong at bench press. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Some people think I want to get better at bench press, but we're not doing anything catered or geared around bench pressing. You know what I mean? So raw strength, I think I like 5x5 cycles. I love 5x5 cycles in 70 to 80% weight range, if that makes sense.
What's what's that mean?
So 5x5. So I have 5 sets of 5 reps, right? So say
Oh, okay.
I want to if my max is 100 pounds, I warm up to say 70, 80%. Once I reach that number, so I'm at 80 pounds, I do 5 sets of 5 reps on that movement. In time, 6 to 8 weeks with that pattern. If we retest, ideally, that number at 1 rep should be a little bit higher.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's looks like he's being more specific here. He said overall, understood, thanks. All right, cool. And he said overall to be stronger in CrossFit. So I guess that still covers it, right?
I mean, this is where
we got to kind of expand the question.
Yeah, expand. Well, stronger in CrossFit. That's what it would be in stronger at. You know, we're being stronger in our gymnastics. We're being stronger in our Olympic weightlifting. We're being stronger in our conditioning. It all depends on what your overall goals are. Because the power. Understand, CrossFit. That word. That word, 1, is scares some people, and 2, some people they hear CrossFit and they think ESPN. It's not the case. You watch the NFL on Sundays, right? Everyone plays football. Not everyone's going to the NFL. You see the CrossFit games on television. You're watching the NFL football. What we do we are doing fitness. All right. When we talk about CrossFit, we're talking about fitness. Talking about a lifestyle. We're talking about moving well, range of motion, flexibility. I want to be able to get up off the ground, lift myself off the toilet when I'm 80 years old. That's the idea of CrossFit. CrossFit is a lifestyle. So when you see it on the TV, understand that you're seeing the sport of CrossFit. There's a whole nother level of, I guess we'll say, 1% that you see on top. That's NFL CrossFit. Please don't get that confused with what you're going to see if you do walk into a CrossFit box. And if someone tries to tell you other, I suggest you seek other advice because this is a level. This is a fitness thing. This is a lifestyle. This is not everyone's going to the CrossFit games. So be able to separate the two when you think in those terms.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So let me see what this next question is here. Go back. Okay, yeah, this is like one of my favorite questions. I've been asking this every week here, and I want to ask them to peel into some other stuff too. Y'all can jam. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so like if you could go back in time, like to when you first like started your CrossFit, like your CrossFit gym, and and all that, like when you first started the entrepreneurial part of your journey, like what kind of advice would you give yourself? So like the reason why this is a good question obviously is because some people out there are like, I want to start a CrossFit gym or I want to start, something else. Right? So
if I could talk to my younger me, I would say be patient. Be patient. Build value. Something that I think we did not understanding it. but maybe been a little more aggressive on building the value aspect of it. Offer, we said it earlier, you need to offer something, offer a good product. Patience, consistency. Yeah.
Sorry. I have to do it.
Messing me up back there. Yeah, so cool. Patience. Yeah, that's a big one because we all want it overnight, right?
And like I said, it's been 5 years and nothing's happened yet. Nothing's happened yet. It's still very early in the game. You got to be in it for the long haul. You got to understand that, be able to see the big picture, and understand where you are today. If you continue to strive to be better, it will happen. You're not going to wake up tomorrow. My ultimate goal is to have a 30,000 square foot building with turf, track, gymnastics, batting cages, yoga, spinning classes. I want all that, but I understand it's not going to be in the next 2 years, even maybe the next five years. But we do have a big plan, and every day I'm doing something to so even if it's very small, in the direction to make that big picture happen, to make that big plan happen. So yeah, patience, consistency, believe. You gotta believe. You gotta be your brand. You have to live. You have to live what it is that you're trying to sell, I guess you can say, because I gotta be my biggest product. You know what I mean? I can't walk around here looking silly and not know anything if I want people to follow me and believe in what it is that I'm doing. So you have to be your own. You have to be your own brand. You have to be the brand for sure. You have to live it. You got to wake up. You got to all day, all night. You got to breathe it, eat it. You have to be your own brand.
Love that. It reminds me of the best business seller book out right now. It's called Be Obsessed or Be Average, and I got it on the way, and you're talking about being obsessed, obviously.
Yeah.
You're obsessed with your business.
That word sounds aggressive, but absolutely, you have to be. You have to be, for sure. I agree with that.
Awesome. Hey, to touch on that, do you have any, as far as CrossFit or being an athlete or entrepreneurship or anything like that? Do you have any book recommendations or anything like that?
Actually, the book end of it, I've never really gotten into any type of content like that. But I just recently got involved in the podcast and the Gary Vee. We're just talking about Gary Vee. I've been started following him and within the new year, and it's like he's opened up my eyes and he's helped me think in different ways that I may have never thought before. So yeah, Gary Vee's I like that guy a lot. But just from experience, I think you got to put yourself out there and expose yourself to new things. So if you're not a reader, you need to read. If you never listen to podcasts or watch the YouTubes, we need to do some research and try to educate yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been a big reader.
Yeah, I like it.
But I think
Gary Vee talks a lot about that, about not always reading or always learning, always following XYZ or him or her, and not and taking away from actually implementation. Implementing what you're doing. So you're such a product of the product. I mean, it's a good thing that I like what Conor. I think I said this on one of the last shows. So I like what Conor McGregor says. He says losers focus on winners and winners focus on winning.
Right.
So if you're a winner and you're always focused on winning, you don't have as much time to follow everybody either too. But right back to that, there's always a good contradicting saying for everything. Like Tony Robbins talks about, if you want to have what somebody else has, you need to mirror that person too. So there's always a contradicting saying to every great saying, but it's just a matter of getting the point, right? So you got a couple questions here. Okay. So what is here's the next question here. So I see a couple new folks on here. Michael Fowler, Maurizio Carvello. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the show. Feel free to give us some love. Hit that love button. We like that. We like the love. So what is your mindset through adversity, and what are some things you do to turn negatives into positives?
Adversity. if you're not facing adversity, I don't know, teach me. You gotta grow. You gotta learn from adversity. I think anything you do worth anything is going to show you some adversity. Myself, and we're just keeping it on topic, when I had to make that decision whether I was going to let this, I had 10, 11 people coming to the park on a daily basis at the end of the summer. School was coming back around. I had to make a decision: was I going to continue to do something that I wasn't happy with for however the next 40 years of my life, or was I going to take a shot and put everything I had into these 11 people that I accumulated over the short 2-3 months of that summer? So, how do I turn a negative into a positive? I took that negative situation I was in, not being happy in my line of work, and channeled all that energy into making it a positive. I was doing something that I think I had passion about and I loved, and that was my positive way of doing things. You know what I mean? I could have sat around, like I said, I could have went back to that school and still been there today and got tenured and retired out, and could have been a complete negative person the whole entire time. I could have stayed there and made that situation as positive as possible. I think you have to make any situation that you're in as positive as possible. You can't walk around. You walk around negative, everything around you is going to be negative. You wake up in the morning and say today's going to be a good day. I said every day I got it hanging on the wall in the gym. Today's the best day ever.
Love it.
Coach, you said that yesterday, but I said it today, and today's when it counts. Today is the best day ever. I'm gonna say it tomorrow. Tomorrow's not here yet, so it's not the best. Today's the best day ever. I'm gonna say it. I'll say it again every day. I think it's a mindset. I think you have to bring good energy within yourself before you can even think about letting anyone else feed off of your good energy.
Yeah.
Adversity, though, that's it. If you're not, okay, adversity.
Yeah, love it. And I was gonna, and like you started touching into like stuff that I was gonna ask you about too, like mindset, and stuff like that. Like as an athlete, as a business owner, and stuff like that. Like, do you ever feel like giving up? Like how often do you feel like giving up? Like, tell us a little bit about your failures. Like, you know what I mean? Because obviously you've climbed. You've been climbing
from the beginning. Like, it was almost like I didn't know what I was getting myself into. We got a building, and I had no equipment. And it was just like, in those days, those weeks, in those first couple months, it was just like, what am I doing? Like, what did I do? I had something secure going on in the education field, and I kind of like kicked it to the side, and now I'm sitting here in this empty building. Or there'd be days where no one was coming at 9, 10 o'clock, and I'd show up at 4:30, no one was coming in, and 2-3 people would be there. The last class 7 o'clock at night. It's just like, did I make that right decision?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's been times. My father.
I love this. I love it.
My dad, we were up. My dad's an early guy. He's worked in the union his whole life, so he's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning is regular to him. I was waking up. There was a time when I was waking up, going to work at Deptford High, spending the day there, leaving Deptford High, driving to Lehigh Valley, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, depending on traffic, practicing, coming home, 8, 9 o'clock at night, see my dad. For the last time I seen him was 4 o'clock in the morning. He looked at me like, boy, I don't know what you're doing. You running, like, you really running. And he put it into perspective for me sometimes. Like, if you want something, I see what you're hustling. You need to hustle, but you also need to slow down a little bit, take a step back. You know what I mean? So evaluate. And sometimes when I did those evaluations, it was like, I think I might have messed up. You know what I mean? But turn that negative into a positive and keep trucking. If you want something, you gotta keep up. If you really, really, truly want it, you commit to yourself. It can be done. It's that simple. So yeah, there's always been times where you want to give up because it's slow.
Yeah.
And when it gets slow, it's just like you start to question. You start to question things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I can really really relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of other people can too. It's like, I've been in business for 18 years, and like I question what I'm doing every week. I swear to God, like people think like, oh yeah, Dan's got it all figured out. He's got it all figured out, but but that's just like we're It's just like I was talking to my cousin, like a year ago. I had my cousin help me get ready for a wrestling tournament. I never even wrestled before. I did an adult wrestling tournament, and he was like, "It's 70." He's like, "If I tried to coach wrestling, he's like, I'd make it 75% mental."
Mm-hmm.
It's like not even not even talk as much about the physical stuff because you got to be able to handle them ups and downs. You know what I mean? And I love how you're doing affirmations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I need to set my game up with affirmations. I mean, it's powerful, what you say to yourself when you wake up every day, because that helps you get through when you feel like quitting, you know what I mean? And when people don't show up, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, all right, yeah, I'm doing a class and nobody shows up, like I've done meetings and people didn't show up, like
Mm-hmm.
the different things that I was doing. So I know that feeling, that pain, like it hurts sometimes. You're like, oh man, nobody's, these people aren't feeling it or whatever. But like, yeah, we never really know what's going on in everybody's lives either. So I always like to say we should never be attached to the outcome either. Too, like with specifics or with what I'm trying to say. Not totally. No, like you should never be like attached to like mini outcomes. The whole outcome you should be attached to the long game, right? The long game, not the short game.
So
That's what I'm trying to say.
To make that make sense in my world, we had our members that were committed to the monthly subscription or whatever it may be, and in the big picture, that's all that matters, right? But on the daily basis, when if they don't show up, I don't care what we have on paper. I'm telling you right now, no one came to my class. This isn't working. There's a small doubt in your brain, like So in that time, there was a good period of time where I was not sure, really wasn't sure, and then it would pick up, and I would lose that thought, and then all of a sudden, then I learned the game. It's a seasonal type thing. I didn't understand the game, so this is me in the beginning, first 2 years. You understand what I'm saying? So now I know the cycle. I know what's coming. I know when our busy season is. I know when we're going to be down. Now I understand. Now I'm becoming an entrepreneur and a businessman. Now I can market my specials towards my low season to try to bring that back up to no matter what. If I say nothing, there's a certain time of the year where this place is going to be flooded. But then there's also a time of the year where it's going to be slow. So in the beginning, when there wasn't that many members, when that slow time, when I talk about slow, it was slow. So that's when the doubt came in. That's when the what am I doing type thing came in. But then in time, I stayed with the plan, trucking along, and then I realized, this same thing happened last year, 2 years ago, and now it's like it's a seasonal business. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can't get down. You gotta if it's only been 6 months, what the hell are you talking about? It's only been 6 months. You know what I mean? You gotta put the time in. You have to learn whatever game that you're in. You need to learn the game and the ups and the downs and be able to handle those ups and the downs and you need to be able to react to those ups and those downs. And that can only take time. That can only be through experience. If you haven't been put in that situation before, you're maybe not going to know how to react to it. I'm in that situation, I react to it. That situation comes along again. I know how I reacted last time. I know the outcome. Let's adjust. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And it's funny because when I asked you like my favorite question, like going back yourself in time, the first thing you said was patience. Mm-hmm. You're like, I would tell myself to be more patient.
Right.
And it really goes right in line with everything that you're talking about and all all of your newer business philosophies and their principles and stuff like that you've learned over time.
If I wasn't patient, then I could have just wrapped it up and wondered for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine? Hey, what's up, Lynn Henderson? Diane Townsend, what's going on? Romeo, what's going on, Romeo? My boy. Aaron Andrews, Steve Rohn, Ernest Epps. What's going on, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen. Just thought I would hop in there and say what's up. I always like to hear my name called when I'm watching people's stuff. So what are some of your values and inspirations in life?
What inspires me? My people inspire me. I value the people around me. My father's a big inspiration to me. He instilled that hard work, that dedication. Watching him up in the morning, go to work, home late at night, looking tired, So that was I would say if I had to say a person, I would say my father, some inspiration. But again, what I'm doing now, my people inspire me. The people around me inspire me when I have someone come to me and say, Coach, I did this for the first time, or I watch something happen. They may not even know I'm watching it, and the look on their face, I can just tell the thoughts that are going through their brain. You know what I mean? So when people accomplish things around me is what inspires me. I like to give people. If I'm their inspiration, they don't even know how much of an inspiration they are to me, because that tells me that we're doing something right. Especially in the beginning, like I can remember Miss Tracy. Her goal was to do a burpee. Simply go to the ground, get up off the ground. It just wasn't possible. In time, when it did happen, the look on her face, you know what I mean, the joy that was felt in that room in that moment made me so hungry to help someone else achieve that. So it inspired me to continue, because I knew there's someone else, there's gonna be another Miss Tracy comes in here that can't do a burpee. And now I kind of know how to handle that type of person, and I understand what's to come if they stick true to the plan. And I know the joy, I'm gonna see the joy on their face, and I can't wait for that. I can't wait every time to see somebody do something for the first time. I can't wait for someone to come in and say, Coach, I did this on my own. I'm paying attention to my diet. The scale's down, or the scale's not down, and my clothes are falling off. I had to buy a whole new outfit. I was supposed to go somewhere like that. That's the stuff that inspires me. Other people's stories of success, say, inspire me.
Love it, man. I can relate to that feeling too. Like when you help somebody out, it's like it feels better than when you did it. Like if you have success, it's great. But like when somebody else does, it's like a whole nother level of a high. You know what I mean? You just like really, I could totally relate to that. You know, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping people and coaching them in the way that I coach and help different people in my life too. So I could totally.
I value being on time.
Being on time?
Being on time.
Oh man, man, that's a good one. That's a good one, and that goes to your brand too. You know, it's like that's your brand. That's who you are. Like that's, you know, Ryan Leafy. He's the guy that's on time. You know, so I think I heard this saying before, and I like it. It's like you know you get paid to be responsible. You know, like you get paid. Like the more responsible you are, the better you're gonna get paid, and that's because your brand's better, you know.
Right.
It's like you're betting on the horse, right? You're not betting on the racetrack.
Right.
You're betting on the horse. Like I would bet on you. You know what I mean?
And I've heard this with this sport and the brand of CrossFit in itself becoming bigger. People always ask me, "Are you afraid? You know, so and so moving down the street, or there's so many." CrossFit's opening up in a short period of time. Taking it back to my friend EK, when I was starting mine, we had a good conversation in the beginning. It was like, there's enough people to go around. So I don't need to step on your brand to try to make mine better. You shouldn't have to. If you're producing a good product, it doesn't matter. There could be a line of 10 CrossFits down the street. The best CrossFit with the best product and has the best value is going to survive. So build your brand and just be the best at what you do. It's that simple. Be the best at what you do, and you will survive over a period of time.
Love that. That reminds me of I don't know if you follow Grant Cardone or not, but he says don't compete, dominate your sector.
It is that simple.
So don't compete, dominate your sector.
It is that simple.
Hey Sambone, could you turn that TV off?
Sure can.
It's like distracting me a little bit.
Sambone got
Nice.
this thing.
Oh yeah. He's got it on lock. Questions, bringing the questions in. So yeah, appreciate everybody on here. So here's the next question. Where can people find you on? Okay, that's a great question. Yeah. Because I encourage you guys. To follow Leafy. I follow his videos and stuff like that, and and talk about inspiration. Like I like what the great Napoleon Hill says. He says you can't inspire others until you've been inspired yourself. So like that's why I seek inspiration, because I love to inspire other people too. You know, and like if you can't inspire others until you've been inspired yourself, you should be seeking inspiration, right? So you're definitely an inspiration to me on your social media channels, and
That's cool.
yeah. So I appreciate you, and so where can people, you know, if you want to just shoot out your.
The business Instagram would be CF Northwood at CF Northwood. Our Facebook Operation X CrossFit Northwood. My personal Instagram would be The Leaf Show. Also on Snapchat, same The Leaf Show, and my Facebook it'll probably be tagged in here. Is just my last name Leaf, last name EY. Yeah, check that out.
Awesome. Hey Sam, you could even put them in the comment threads too, if you can. Yeah. So that's cool. What were we gonna say?
I'm pretty active on there, especially more active so on my personal Facebook now, because it is like I said, I'm learning, and I learned that you need to, if you want to build a brand, you need to be seen, and what bigger platform to be seen on right now than Facebook. I mean, you can't talk to somebody that doesn't have one. It's just the world that we live in. So I've been utilizing that platform a little more now. Instagram, that's really my story. Instagram, since day one, 2013, I've documented. There was a time almost on a daily basis that I was posting something, some type of workout, whatever it was, a small clip of, I call them movies. I make movies on my Instagram.
Love it.
All the way up to recent date. So
That's right.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, The Leaf Show. That's it.
Yeah. His Instagram, check out his Instagram, folks. His Instagram's it's good. It's good. I've seen you do a lot of cool stuff on there. I'll be like, check him out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that or not.
And right, that's this great segue into saying, like on the Facebook now, I'm day 11 into our We All Can challenge. 20 days. I committed to 20 days going live around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Last couple days I switched up the times because I want to try to reach a different audience, so just playing with the times a little bit. But the idea is just talking to anybody that believes that they're not able to do this whole fitness thing. That I've heard people say I'm too big, I can't squat, I can't do this, I don't have enough time. I've been in the game long enough. I've heard enough excuses, and excuses. We'll find a way around that. I'm not able to do the full range of motion. That's fine. I have a scaled version for you. I have something that you can do to just get active. I need people to understand, like this. If we're talking fitness, it's going to make your life better. It's going to make you feel better. You're going to sleep better. The smallest things that you wouldn't even think of. Everyone thinks muscles. Everyone thinks I want to get muscles, I want to look good, but it does so much for your life. So if you get up early, it's something as simple as doing a minute of jumping jacks. We start off day one, a minute of jumping jacks. Get your heart rate up, get it flowing, and then go and make your breakfast, and then go on about your day. Over time, that 1 minute may turn to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. But if you start your day with some activity, get that blood flowing, you're going to be a little more alert throughout your day. It's just little things that I want people to understand that this is a lifestyle, and if you have goals, circle everything's everything. Because you've been talking about being patient and all that. I'm 11 days in, and it feels like I've been doing it forever. 20-day challenge. It'll be done once in 9 days, but it's like I made that commitment, and it's been we're gonna call it a long 11 days, but really in the big picture, 11 days is nothing to a lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a commitment. It's a commitment. It started off as just, let's see if we can get some traction. 20 days, just throw it out there. I made it up on a whim, and it's really, we're 11 days in, and it's turned into something. So I go live in the morning. I give you some ideas on what you can do fitness-wise. Even have some little bit of nutrition talk on Sunday. Just letting people know.
Yeah.
There's
so let's talk about that for a second. So if let's say somebody hops on there and plugs into you right now, and you're on the 12th day. Would you recommend that they go back and watch the first ones? Are you doing anything in a specific order?
I would definitely recommend going back just so you get the whole idea of what's going on. You know what I mean? Because everything I said from day 1 to 11 has pretty much played and fed off of each other. So I mean, jumping in on day 11, you may not maybe get the whole big picture or the whole idea. Am I giving you a workout plan that's going to give you a 6-pack in 20 days? I'm not promising you anything. I'm not telling you if you follow this program for the next 20 days, you're going to be in immaculate shape and you're going to be ready to your goals are going to be automatically reached. No, I'm telling you, I'm on a daily basis for 20 days. I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to give you some things and give you some versions of the things that you may thought that you weren't able to do. So yeah, that's 20 days of, I guess we could say, insight and just helping people believe. And it may not even be fitness. If you have a goal, I just want you to understand that it takes time. If you have a goal, if my goal is to be an astronaut, I need to do something today that's going to help me become an astronaut tomorrow or the next day. And understand this, it may not happen for the next 30 years. So for the next 30 years, 365 days a year, I need to do one thing. I don't care how small it is. I need to do one thing that's going to help me get to and reach my goals. That's the idea between the We All Can Challenge. Fitness is the base of it, but it's about life, man. It's we're here.
Yeah.
People understand, like, we're living it, and 20 years is going to go, no matter what. How are you going to set yourself up to be living in that 20 years? Whether it be business, fitness, life, whatever it may be, you're going to be here. God willing, you're going to be here, and it's about what did you do from the time that you made a decision of what you wanted your life to be. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I always say, like, you know, we're here anyway. You know what I mean? So, like, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's kind of like the same thing you're talking about there. I'm like, we're here anyway. We might as well do something good. You know what I mean? Do something good. And I love that we all can. That's a good. That's a really good tagline. You know.
It's beautiful. I've got athletes in the gym from 6th, 7th grade to 50, 60 years old. So when someone tells me that they can't, it bothers me, because you're talking yourself out of it before you even try, in a sense. Whereas sometimes we need to just let go, and if someone's telling me that I can do something, let's listen to them. I can't do this. Well, let's do a version of that. That one simply is just going to get you to move, and two, what we're doing is going to help you get closer to whatever it is that you can't do today.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the idea behind the We All Can Challenge. We can, and we can do it together. I think I said something this morning, like, if you're not happy, let's find out why. Let's address it and try to do something today to make ourselves be happy. If we are happy, help somebody around you be happy. So we can do this together. You know what I mean? We gotta uplift everyone. You gotta uplift everyone around you. So if you got something going, like what we're doing right now, we're helping each other out. You know what I mean? So we all can do this together, whether it be fitness or life, no matter what the case is. We all can.
Sam, will you check that? Thanks. Cool, man. Cool. A lot of distractions on this one. Got people at the door, ruffling stuff. Yeah. You got ruffling stuff in the background. But yeah. Despite everything, exactly. We can, man. I love that. I love that tagline. It's powerful. You know. It's like it's like kind of like what I try to do with this show, like whatever it takes. Like I want something inspiring, and we all can. That's inspiring too, I think. And I definitely feel the message, there, but behind what you're doing with that, and I think it's really cool. And I can relate to committing to like a challenge too. You commit to the 20-day challenge, or
right.
Like I've committed to 10-day video challenges, 30-day video challenges. I did a 30-day gratitude video challenge one time, and that thing, I felt like it took for like it felt like it, I was like man, I'm running out of stuff to be grateful for, on like day 22, and like peel back the layers and like try to think of like more stuff, and it makes you dig deep, like you feel like you're digging deep.
Absolutely.
Like with
that was my next step. That was my next comment was, you gotta do something you gotta do things that make you uncomfortable. My commitment to going live was something. It's just I'm trying to prove the point that you just need to do one thing on a daily basis to help you achieve your goals. So I'm going to do one thing differently for the next 20 days. I'm going to go live.
That's great.
And I'm not that comfortable. Every time I hit live, right before I hit live, my stomach is going crazy. Like I'm nervous, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I'm growing. Now we're 11 days in, and I'm a little more comfortable. I feel better before I do it, you know what I mean? But them first couple of days, I was like wreck, like scared, bouncing around, like am I really going to do this?
Yeah.
But that's the idea. do something that's going to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, one day at a time. One day at a time. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the truth, you know, because people can really relate to that, you know, like, because everybody thinks that, like, you know, like, oh, that guy's successful, or oh, he's a phenomenal athlete, like, this guy's got it all figured out, this guy's got it all figured out. He's never scared. My son said, Dad, I know you're never nervous because you're a black belt. I was like Alexios. I was like, I'm scared all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just punch fear in the face. You know what I mean? Like I'm afraid all the time, but I just do it anyway because I know that I have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm afraid, but listening to you talking, you're like, yeah, I'm, you know, doing something new, and like, you know, like you're talking about, like, you know, this everything you were talking about. This makes me feel like walking out the door right now and going to try something new. You know what I mean? Because I love to challenge myself. You know what I mean? One of the things that I do when I'm afraid, I'll just share this since we're talking about it. You know, because like I said, I'm human. You know what I mean? I'm afraid a lot of times. But one of the things that I do when I'm afraid is I just like for a second peel back, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna do this like it's the last thing I ever do.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I die. I don't care if I die doing it. Like that's how I think. Like I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna treat this like it's the last thing I ever do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what I do when I'm afraid, and it makes me just like face fear, you know, and punch fear in the face. You know what I mean? So
That's that first thing you talked about.
yeah,
You're going to face it. How you handle it is, it's up to you.
yeah. That's like that's why I think that's one of the differences between winning and losing right there. You know what I mean? Because like when you're afraid and you pull back, you know what I mean, and like if you do that every time, like you're about to like do something great.
Right.
You know, it's like
You'll never witness greatness.
yeah.
You'll never witness greatness.
Yeah, man, good stuff, man. Love it. So, talk about your personal satisfaction of witnessing the growth in your clients. So we kind of touched on that a little bit. Is there anything else you'd like to elaborate with that?
That's why I do. That's why I'm doing what I do.
That's your why.
That's my why. And it started off, like I said, she asked me to help her. Brooke Barney asked me to help her lose some weight. Sure, I can help you. There was a time where it was like I felt like people believed what I said only because maybe I was the best athlete in the room. So myself included, if there's someone better than me at something, I'm going to listen to them. Then I started to get people come walk through the doors that were a little more educated, a little almost like better athlete than me, that knew what was going on. So that kept me on my toes. So the growth of my people keeps me on my toes. I can't spit nonsense out to these people that know what's going on. You know what I mean?
You can't bullshit them.
You can't bullshit somebody. You can't do it. So they make me better in that sense. Seeing them grow is just, it's everything for me anyway. It's just why no money, no check, no success can top the feeling I get when I see the growth in my clients, and that's for sure.
Yeah, love it, man. Love that. Hey, what's up, Kathy Shane, Stephanie Lee, Teresa Lane, Matt Fair, Michelle Romano, Hector. Just want to drop in here and thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hey, Mark. Thanks for joining us on the show here. Feel free to ask any questions. We appreciate. I appreciate it. I know Ryan appreciates it as well. What do you like going by anyway? Because you got the Leaf Show, you got Leaf E.
I've been
What do you? I mean, this is like a personal question.
whatever you're comfortable calling me. I'm Ryan Leafy. I've been obviously sports Leafy has been the tag all along, because that's just, you know, you always communicate with guys with their last name in sports. Leaf is so crazy to be in public and somebody says the Leaf Show and I'm just like, stop. But it has grown, and it's really grown into something like this X right here. Like I didn't have a plan. We talking brand. This thing is way bigger than me. Like I said a couple minutes ago, like it was only, I was simply the best athlete. People listen to me because he's got to know what he's talking about, because he can do it 10 times better than I can do it. And then it grew into, we call community, a family. Like, it was cool to come into that place and take a picture in front of this X. And the brand just, it took off. And now I take a step back and look at it sometimes, and I'm like, this is way bigger than me. There's people, there's been relationships built through in that box. There's been friendships made. It's amazing that what this X has done for a small group of people in a very 5 years is, in my opinion, a very short period of time. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful. It reminds me of just just improving my brain. That's a good reminder.
Miss Mary.
Okay, got married. Okay, yeah, I think I remember
Miss
her. Was she
Mary,
there when
yeah.
I was there
Yeah,
like a
she
year
was.
ago?
Yep.
Oh, hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Mary? I remember you.
That's my friend right there.
Yeah, she was solid, man. I was like, man, she's hard to keep up with. I was trying to keep up with her.
Miss Mary ain't no wussy.
Yeah, Miss Mary's tough, man. I was trying to keep up with her. That's great.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah. So like I was about to touch on, I think that's a good reminder, for everybody, because you talked a lot about your brand and how powerful it is, and how important it is for you to be on time and for you to practice what you preach, and do what you say, and be a no bullshit pretty much guy, with your business and with what you do. It's a good reminder for people to the importance of their brand, because you are your brand. People, it's like I tell people, like in business, that like people ask me for advice like on selling and stuff, because obviously I've been in the sales space for a long time, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, people don't buy companies' products or services. People buy people. You know what I mean? So, and you're the main product. You know what I mean? So people have to learn to know and trust you, or they won't buy from you. You know what I mean? So that's a big thing, and that all ties right in what Leafy's been saying about the importance of the brand and showing up and doing what you say you're going to do. So I love everything you said. I feel like I've grown, just sitting here talking with you for an hour. I mean, that's my spirit, my vibration feels higher, just from talking about all this stuff, and I hope you enjoyed being on the show. And
Absolutely. I've been watching. I think you got something going on. We were talking about it earlier, and every week it gets better.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. I think there's some people paying attention. We may not know where we're going, but we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I love it.
Because this is going to be a whole full-fledged production one day.
Yeah.
I'll be around and say I was on episode 9.
Yeah, I know. It's episode 350 now. I was on there on episode 9. I'm going to be back on number 400.
No, it's awesome, and I appreciate you having me, and we'll be working. We'll be working together.
Yeah, we'll do some stuff together. What was the name of your 20-day challenge again?
We all can.
We all can. Yeah,
We all can.
Love that, man. Love
Check it out.
Yeah, so check him out. We're gonna close out the show. Hey Sam, did you get in here yet? Come in here and say bye. Come in here and say bye, everybody. Watch that.
That's the
that
man
wire.
right here.
So this is the man here. This is our producer in the background here, checking the comment thread and passing on questions that are coming from the different social media channels. I'm not sure how effective we were on Instagram today. We attempted Instagram live, but anyway, we appreciate you.
Whatever it takes
joining
Wednesday.
us. Whatever it takes Wednesday. Follow my man Ryan Leaf here.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
We're here.